Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Daily Insight. Happy Friday. Today we'll be discussing a topic: eat, drink, and play. So for all of you food enthusiasts who like to have a good time hanging out, we will be discussing a business called Puzzles Board Game Lounge. And with that, we have the co-owner. Let's all welcome Anton Valencia. Good morning, Anton.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So for our people, all of our guests who are tuning in right now, they want to know, what is Puzzles Board Game Lounge?
So Puzzles is a board game lounge wherein we serve food and drinks while you can enjoy different board games. At our store, we have about 300 games to choose from. Yeah.
So how long ago did you start Puzzles?
We started back in 2014. Our first branch was in PF Homes, Parañaque.
Okay.
And following that, the year after, we opened up in the 4th Strip, BGC. And our third branch, our latest one, is in Molito, Alabang.
Okay, so 3 branches. So it sounds like Puzzles is doing very well.
We're very fortunate.
That's good. So what was the inspiration in starting Puzzles?
Well, Puzzles started off as an idea between friends. Back in the day, in 2014, even earlier. I myself, I'm a board game enthusiast.
Yes.
So me and my friends would go to different cafes or maybe houses to play games.
Okay.
But we kind of experienced some trouble with cafes or some restaurants, wherein it's not their fault at all.
Yeah.
Because when we play for like around 3 hours on average.
Okay, 3 hours per game.
A game could last that long, yes.
Okay, at one restaurant.
At one restaurant.
I can imagine how frustrated they would feel.
Yes, definitely. And I completely understand that. So we had the idea of creating a space wherein people would be welcome to play games, spend the whole day if they want, and really enjoy food and drinks at the same time.
Oh, okay. So it was an idea that you wanted a space for you and your friends to hang out, for board game enthusiasts.
Sure.
Yes. Are your partners, are they your friends that are also board game enthusiasts?
Yes. We would play back in college. Yeah.
So you started back in 2014, and I know even during that time were already board game restaurants and cafes.
For sure, yes.
So what makes Puzzles unique compared to those other establishments?
Well, Puzzles itself it's very lively, it's very colorful. That's the kind of image that we want to espouse with the store. So when you enter there, you can really feel that you're welcome. Any casual gamer or any walk-in can come in and really feel like at home and can be introduced to the world of board gaming.
Okay.
So you can have no experience or be a heavy board gamer for how many years, and you'll feel welcome at Puzzles.
So even at the Puzzles Board Game Lounge, you also have, of course, food and drinks. Now,
Yes.
Is that a full menu, or is it limited to just certain types of foods?
So back in our first branch, we started off with about very simple cafe menu: coffee, some pasta, some sandwiches, and that was pretty good for that market.
Yes.
But as we expanded and we grew into BGC and the main Alabang market, we kind of we saw that the market was looking for something else,
Okay.
a little more extensive in the food and drink section. So we brought in some food consultants to work with us because me and my partners, we don't really have that kind of culinary background.
Okay.
But then we were fortunate enough to work with some partners to develop a more extensive menu.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, these board game enthusiasts, how often do they visit Puzzles?
Oh, sometimes as much as twice a week.
Really?
It depends, because some of them could be part of different board game groups.
Yes.
And they could be coming in Tuesdays and Thursdays. So others maybe once a week. A typical average. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I understand the importance of expanding that to be a full menu, especially if you have customers coming twice a week.
For sure.
Yeah, I think they'd get tired of the same pasta, the same coffee.
Yes.
Okay.
Not just that. I mean, you'd also have to have seasonal items to keep it keep it new from time to time.
Yeah. Okay, good. Very interesting. Now we're talking about, before Anton, about puzzles. Of course, you have board games and you also have food. What else, other events do you do at your board game lounge?
So at puzzles, we try to keep things interesting. Well, we have different board game tournaments. Depends on the board game of the month, and we try to give prizes to all our participants.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and of course the grand prize is a bit bigger. But anyone joining will always get some kind of freebie.
Okay.
And then we have weekly events as well. We have something called Open Table Night.
Okay, what is Open Table Night?
So Open Table Night, because the primary purpose of puzzles is try to espouse a community of board gamers.
Yes. Okay.
At all our locales. So at Open Table Night, we encourage all our customers to meet new friends and learn new games.
Oh, okay.
So our coaches, those are the guys that teach the games. They encourage people to come in, grab a tag, either looking for more players tag or I'm looking for a game to join tag.
Oh,
so those tags, customers come in and they can wear them.
Yes.
And then it kind of breaks down the wall. Makes it easier for customers to say hello to each other.
Yes.
And say, can I join your game? What game are you playing tonight? So currently we only have a few members, a few customers really regularly doing this every week. But then we're really hoping that this could grow. Because it really espouses a sense of community at the store.
I've been to other board game cafes and I see, a large group having fun. But for me, it's a lot of times it's games I don't know.
Yes.
And you're like, wow, that looks fun.
Yes.
But of course, since it's kind of already, it looks like it's a tight-knit group of friends, you don't want to be like, hey, can I come in? But with these open table nights, you really encourage meeting new people, for strangers to play with each other.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. So that's what makes puzzles really unique versus the other board game cafes. To really encourage that sense of community and to really promote the love of board games.
For sure.
Okay, so with puzzles, it's still considered, even though you already have 3 branches, it's still considered as a small business.
Well, we'd like to think so, yes.
Yeah. So as a small business owner, what are some of the challenges that you face with puzzles?
Well, puzzles in itself and any board game restaurant or cafe, the unique challenge we have is we have to manage our inventory very well.
Okay.
Other restaurants, other normal restaurants would only have to manage food inventory and drink inventory, ingredients. We have to do all of that, plus manage all of our board games and all of the pieces within the board games.
Yeah.
So it's common for us to be actually replacing games as well.
I could assume, especially if, for example, like Uno or Jenga, if people are playing that. Every time I go to a board game cafe, those are the things I always take out. Even though I'm not really going to play, just something to touch, right?
Yes.
So I could imagine every single customer are touching those board games.
For sure. I mean, our cabinet, there are systems wherein you're not allowed to touch the cabinet until someone helps you with it. But our particular system here at Puzzles is we want everyone to feel free to really explore on their own and really touch the games and feel out what they want to play for the day. So because of that, though, we also have to manage and make sure that the games are well taken care of.
Okay. So you like to keep a level of good condition in the games.
For sure.
Just because you have, let's say we have 5 Scrabble boards. Well, if 3 of them don't have any letter E's anymore,
then it's completely unplayable.
Yeah. So also, what are some other challenges that you face with puzzles?
I'd have to say the turnover rate is one problem that we really had to solve when we started the business, because in a typical restaurant you would spend maybe 30-45 minutes and you're out, and then the seat is empty, a new customer can come in. But in the case of puzzles, as I said earlier, we want to encourage people to stay
Yes.
and really enjoy themselves and really get into those games.
Okay.
So the turnover rate at puzzles is a bit customer turnover rate is a bit about twice more or less than a normal restaurant.
So instead of 30, 40 minutes, yours is maybe an hour, hour and a half.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you compensate for those? You have half of the number of customers because of the longer turnover rate.
Yes.
So how do you compensate for those other profits that could have been realized?
So we try to take it from, if we can't get a new customer to come in, we try to increase the orders per customer.
Okay.
So it becomes more of a repeat order challenge. We do that by because when a customer is at the store, they don't just play one game.
Okay.
They play several games. And every time a game comes in, we encourage, after we teach the game, we encourage our customers as well to, maybe you want to try this item or munch on this or drink this. We've had fairly good reception from our customers just because they know as well how hard it is to run something like this. And then we just the support is really just overwhelming from our customers, and really appreciate it.
And I could imagine, if they're playing board games for maybe an hour, 2 hours, they're gonna get hungry again.
Yes,
especially if they're really into the games.
Yes, those games are very tiring. I mean, once you're really excited, once you're really into it, you're really gonna get hungry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds like that you've been able to face those challenges.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Anton, we learned about puzzles, how it's unique, how it's different, and some of the challenges that you've had to overcome. What about for your marketing? I know the people that come in, they're not all board game enthusiasts.
Yes.
So, how do you market to the regular customer to bring them into your establishment?
Well, puzzles, the design itself, the way we have it, it's very light and it's very welcoming, I believe, for anyone that comes in. So that in itself, we try to espouse that kind of environment so that it doesn't become intimidating for anyone who doesn't really know anything about board games to come in. So we market it that way that, anyone from zero experience to seasoned players can come in and then sit down, have a really good experience, and learn something new. Learn a new game. Because even at the store, we have, again, our coaches who are happy to teach any game in the collection. And it becomes easier for customers to really enjoy themselves.
Okay, so you welcome people who have little to no experience to still come to puzzles and experience these new things.
For sure.
So with your establishment, usually what is the demographic of your customers that come in?
When it comes to the demographic, it's such a wide base. It's a blessing in a sense that anyone can really come in at puzzles and have a good time. But at the same time, on the marketing side, it becomes sort of a challenge wherein we need to know where to focus and who to really focus on. So sometimes we'll have kids as young as 3 years old, having fun with the Lego and other simple games. Or we can even have, older customers having a reunion at puzzles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Playing over games they used to play when they were younger. So the age group is really wide. But we'd like to focus on our I believe, which is our core, which would be anywhere from 20 to 30. That group would be our main group. Anyone, right out of college or just about to finish college or just starting to work. Those people are really looking for somewhere to really relax and enjoy themselves and
a group of friends to hang out, to a place where they can be loud and they can have a good time.
Okay. For sure.
So if people want to know more about puzzles, what are the different locations that they can visit again?
So Puzzles is located at Aguirre Avenue, BF Homes, Parañaque. That's our first branch. Our second branch is at the 4th Strip, BGC, Taguig. And our third branch, our newest one, it's at Molito Lifestyle Mall, Alabang, Muntinlupa City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are the future plans of puzzles? Do you feel like about going into any other locations? What do you expect for the future?
We're always exploring new locations. But currently, after the first 3 years of rapid expansion, we're now looking on our fourth year. We're now looking towards really maximizing every branch and really growing the community per local.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of potential. There's still a lot of the markets per area. A lot of people still don't know about puzzles or
Yes.
don't even know about board games, the
Yeah.
modern board games. So we're really trying to get people into that fold and really experience and have fun.
Okay, well that's
Yeah.
good. Now for our viewers who are aspiring entrepreneurs, what's some pieces of advice that you can give them to help them, in starting their own businesses?
Sure. When I started, and when we started, me and my partners, we hardly knew anything about. We knew how to play board games,
Yes.
for sure. We knew, this is good food. We like eating there.
Yes.
But we didn't really know anything much about the F&B industry and the back end of it, what really grows the business.
Yes.
And what I learned is that you should never stop learning. You should always read a book. You should always look for mentors, look for people in the industry who can help you and assist you, to grow and really learn more about your particular passion or profession.
Yes. Okay. Very important piece of advice. Never stop learning.
Yes.
Yes. What about if people want to visit your social media pages? What are the websites or social media pages that you have?
So you can find us on Facebook or Instagram, Puzzles BGL, Board Game Lounge. At Puzzles BGL, or you can check out our website at www.puzzles.ph.
Okay, there you go. So if you're looking for a place to hang out with your friends, to play board games, you can visit Puzzles Board Game Lounge. Well, thank you so much, Anton. We thank you for
so much for
guesting
having me.
on Daily Insight.
Really
we
had a
learned
good time.
so much. Thanks for sharing your insights.
Thank you.
And thank you to all of our viewers who tuned in to Daily Insight. We'd also like to invite you to the Philippine Arena starting today, June 8 until June 12. We have the FIBA 3-on-3. So you can purchase your tickets on site or at SM Tickets. So these are mornings filled with meaningful business talk. I'm Randy Bernardino, and this is Daily Insight.